So for a person like me, who sits in the Ministry of Finance, planning the economy, and also managing the finances, what comes to my mind? The first thing that comes to my mind is that our country, like many other countries in Africa, we are faced with the problem or the challenge of youth unemployment. Youth unemployment is something that is creating a lot of challenges on our continent. This is why you hear so many of the young people migrating into Europe and other places. We have to address this issue of unemployment. Where does digitization come in? Digitization comes in the sense that just like the oil industry, just like the steel industry, just like the agriculture industry, digitization is an industry that can absorb a lot of young people if we look after it properly. And the thing I like about digitization is that unlike mining, unlike manufacturing, unlike the oil industry, the young people can actually be at the forefront of creating so many jobs in this sphere. Simply because this is not an industry where perhaps you necessarily require always huge amounts of money to buy machinery and equipment. Yes, you need those things, but digitization also can start from very low levels of investment. So as far as we are concerned, therefore, as a government, in the pursuit of looking for employment for young people, our government is committed to supporting digitization as a way forward in our economy. That's the first point that I want to make. The second point is this. Unlike other sectors, digitization has been at the core of making life more convenient. Digitization has been at the core of making all of us to be more productive, all across the country. I can imagine 20, 30 years ago, if you did not collect money, if you did not go to the bank to withdraw money, on a weekend or on a Friday, then the rest of that weekend was going to be miserable because you would have no access to money. By today, from the comfort of your home, from the comfort of your office, you are able to access funds. You don't have to waste time to drive, you don't have to waste time and the resources to drive to the bank. You don't have to waste time queuing up. You don't have to waste time sitting in front of a clerk. All those things today can be done in the comfort of your home, on a mobile phone, on a laptop. That definitely helps the economy to be more productive. With less resources, you are able to do more. This is what digitization is doing to us today, generally across the economy. But beyond that, as a country, as a government, we are also able to do so much for our citizens. I think early today, we heard about how you can go and get your car license online instead of queuing up. Today, you are able to pay for your land tax online instead of going to queue up. Today, you are able to pay your taxes online without having to go and queue up. These were the services that government used to provide previously, very inefficiently, and now the government can be able to provide all these services to the citizens without inefficiency, cutting down bureaucracy, and in many cases, cutting out corruption. These are all elements that make us to be very supportive of digitization because it is truly transformative. My final remarks is digitization in the ministry that I head, the Ministry of Finance. As a ministry in the government, we have seen the benefits of digitization. We use digitization. We use digitization tools in building up our national budgets. We use the same tools. We use the same tools for managing the financial resources of the country. We use the same tools for accounting for the resources of the country. We use the same tools for auditing the utilization of the resources for the country. And we use the same tools of digitization when making procurement. So for us, as a Minister of Finance, digitization is not just about what it's doing to the economy, it is also about how we are using the tools of digitization as a Minister of Finance, as a Treasury, to be able to service the public. For these reasons, what digitization has done to the economy, creating jobs, being able to deliver service to the people, the government is going to support digitization always. But there are a few challenges that we must face. The few challenges, first one, most important one, is to ensure that our experts in digitization don't just run off and create all types of wonderful things that are of little relevance to what society needs. So in a sense, we are ready to provide the leadership. We are ready to listen to the members of society. Where are they getting inconvenience? How can we now call you, the experts, to say, hey, teachers out there, they take months and months to get paid. People, farmers out there, the services that they are getting from the extension officers is poor. We'll come to you, the expert. We shall always be coming to you, the experts, to ask you how can we solve the problems that members of society come to us and say, government, do better here. Second and final challenge, the resistance from some of us, especially those of us who work in government. We are very good at resisting change. We are very good at resisting change. I remember the first time when I saw laptops coming in, computers. Before that, budgets, national budgets used to be done with calculators. So the first time when somebody came and said, you can actually do this on a computer, PC, those who were used to calculators, after the machine has run the numbers, they would not trust the results coming from the PC. They would say, okay, now you produce your numbers. Can I check? Bring the calculator, let me go and check. That kind of mentality has remained in different formats. People want to stick on to the old ways of doing things. Colleagues, those of us who are elected by people, we will not let you do that. We are going to push very hard. We are going to encourage you because digitization is there to help us as a country. With these remarks, I want to wish all of you success as we discuss at this conference. And I look forward to suggestions that will emerge out of this conference. You used to do things this way. We've made this proposal, this change, so that we serve our continent better, we serve our countries better, will serve ourselves better. Ladies and gentlemen, all the best in the conference. Thank you.